single night I find it harder to sleep, 'cause I need you here with me every day. You're saying the words that I want you to say. There's a pain in my heart and it won't go away. Now I know I'm falling in deep, 'cause I need you here with me every day. You're saying the words that I want you to say. There's a pain in my heart and it won't go away. Now I know I'm falling in deep, 'cause I need you here with me. Can I tell you something just between you and me? When I hear your voice, I know I'm finally free. Every single word is perfect as it can be, 'cause I need you here with me.
This is KGBC, Galveston, Houston, 1540 AM, and K269GS, Pasadena, 101.7 FM.
A social distancing tip.
While the CDC urges you to avoid close contact, like hugging or shaking hands, there are other non-physical ways to say hello. Wave, wink, use sign language, salute, smile, give the peace sign, throw up an air high five, do jazz hands. Remember, stay a minimum of 6 feet or 2 arms length away from others, and stay home if you can. For more info, visit coronavirus.gov.
Let's all do our part, because we're all #alone together. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Do you ever leave work and wish you were going anywhere but home? Hi, I'm Dr. Viviana Coles, and I named that feeling Homeward Bound Dread. At Houston Relationship Therapy, we help couples and individuals work through the many challenges faced while in relationships. Our experienced and dedicated relationship therapist can help make going home a welcome thought for you. Call 713-542-2221 or book online at houstonrelationshiptherapy.com. Schedule your appointment today and rediscover intimacy now at Houston Relationship Therapy.
Hello out there, welcome to Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, the world's most dangerous radio show. You are talking to me right now. You are looking at me right now, along with my partner, Mr. Angel Corona, and you can listen to us live right here on Edge Radio. You want to stream with us? Go stream with us. If you're in the greater Houston area, hey, you can go to 101. Hey, they can go to 101.7, 1540 AM. You know something? I was on 1540 AM the other day in my car.
Yeah.
Came in loud and clear.
Yeah, I was driving up here through some Houston traffic,
right,
which we haven't seen in a while, but I heard it nice and clear.
So if anybody out there in the greater Houston area, go out there and do that. Or you can stream along on their Edge Facebook page. If you want to see us, like right now, you know what I'm doing?
What's that?
I'm streaming. Because I want everybody to know what's going on right here.
You want everybody to see the bright purple shirt that Stevie Ray has
hey, man,
right here.
Let me get my boy Angel on.
You got to tune in to see Stevie Ray's bright purple shirt.
Yeah, man. I just left, I had to go to the gym today. You know what I'm saying? This is
open back up.
This is a training day. Yeah, man. Everything's open back up. And, hey, man, it's a blessing for me. It's a blessing for me. And everybody out there, if you want to ride with us, this is where we do it. Every Friday, 2 p.m., Edge Radio. You can see everything in the background right now. But Edge Radio is here, and we're here to stay. You know what, Angel?
What's going on, Stevie?
I got a few things on my mind, bro.
I would imagine. Stevie Ray has
last week,
very good things on his mind.
Last week, it was the Indy 500.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yeah, the event that's been going around since Jesus, walked on water.
Yes. This week, and I know you've been watching, this has been trending, Mr. Floyd, that was murdered, as far as I'm concerned, by a police officer
Yep.
in the middle of the street who really had no empathy for human life. Brother, I got a problem with that. Now, I know a lot of things have been going on. Me and Vince Russo, we did our podcast about this yesterday. And the podcast that a lot of people can go to and listen to, we'll be dropping that show next week. But we call it Black and White. And the reason we call it Black and White, because he's a white guy and I'm a black guy. And how we can look at things that in our existence on a day basis totally different and have two different opinions about it.
Two different perspectives.
Right. And that's why we do the show, so we can come to a medium as to why people look at things differently. But how can any sane man look at this any different regardless what walk of life he's from?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about this last week, and it's just a sad story that this continues to happen. I mean, you walk the streets, you know, you go to your car, you take a jog, thinking, you know, you're safe, that, you know, the law will protect you, and these officers that are sworn in, that are supposed to do the right thing, would have better judgment, and it's not happening, and it seems very lopsided, very one-sided, and to top that off, Stevie, you don't have justice when stuff like this happens.
Yeah.
You know, that's the very, very scary part.
You know, if the people out there that are supposed to be holding up their end of the bargain, and the people that actually represent us, the people that actually have a lot to do with legislation and things of that nature, if we can't count on them, who can we count on?
Right. And at what point, what is enough? You can only push some people, a person, to the edge as far as I'm concerned, and then from then you gotta react. Well,
that's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing civil unrest in Minnesota right now. Now, because once things get to a boiling point, and you're psychic, and then you have a lot of people feeling the same way, they're going to start to feed off each other's boiling point.
Right.
And that's why we see the civil unrest right now. Now, I don't agree with the looting.
No.
I'll be the first to tell anybody that. I don't agree with tearing up stores and stealing things out of stores and burning things up. But at the same time,
taking a knee is not gonna get any attention, you know?
Yeah.
Being silent.
Yeah.
It doesn't do much.
That's the saying. It's a catch-22. Just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean I don't understand it.
Right.
Because I do understand it. And if nobody has ever been driven to that brink, you'll never understand it, especially when you start to see things happen over and over again ad nauseum. And your cry is to who?
Right.
The very government and the very people that put their hands on a Bible and swore an oath
to serve and protect.
Now, let me tell you some of the things that I said on the podcast yesterday.
Let's hear it.
And I'll see if you agree with me or not. Now, 9/11, when the buildings came down, our government told us that there is a war on terror. Mm-hmm. So, without, anything, not any evidence whatsoever other than the evidence that was made up, we went to war with a country that had done nothing to the United States of America because of a war on terror. And nobody even blinked an eye and said, no, that's wrong, man. They didn't do anything to us. It was, Afghanistan or something like that.
Or Iraq or something.
But Iraq was the country that hadn't done anything to us. So nobody blinked an eye. And this is a war on terror. Okay, how many people have died since 2001 in this country of terrorism? Does anybody know?
Nope.
I think when it got up to, it all depends on what falls under.
Right. What's the umbrella of terrorism?
Right, of terrorism. Well, by 2015, 2016, you know how many people it was?
How many?
78.
Wow.
But is that Islamic terrorism, or is that just terrorism as it falls up under the law?
Right. Under the definition of
Right.
terrorism, which is external,
Okay.
then internal.
Okay. Now, when you look at the numbers, okay. Now, when you look at the numbers of how many unarmed, let's go back 20 years, of just African Americans. I'm not going to put any race, other people, you know, I'm not going to put Hispanics, Asians, white, I'm not going to put them in there. Just African Americans that have been gunned down, unarmed. You know what the numbers are?
I'm sure it's more than 78.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. Now, one thing that what I was trying to allude to with my partner, Vince Russo, who we agree to disagree sometimes, but we agree on a lot of things he don't see from a minority's point of view. But the thing is, like I explained to him, you never had to. So I don't hold it against you. So when we put things in this perspective, the reason I brought up terrorism was this. If you look at all the people that was trying to get away from tyranny, like the Irish in Great Britain, who actually invented terrorism, or you look at certain people that were overcome by other countries, so they start terrorism, because terrorism was always a way for them to be heard. Always a way for them to be heard. So we just blow things up. Okay, you might catch us, but we're still going to do this because you got your knee on our necks.
Right.
My question to him was this, because what he brought up was, I can't remember who he quoted. I think it was Colin Kaepernick, where it says, you know, you can only take so much, and this is what happens. I can't remember exactly what the word was that he used. But what I was telling him was this. We live in a country for 400 years. The same thing has been going on. Yet we fought for this country in every war, even the Civil War. My grandfather fought in World War I. My uncle fought in the Korean War. My sister was a Vietnam veteran. Now, of all the people that has come to this country that would have a mindset to want to do terroristic things to a country, who would it be? The African American. But has he ever resorted to that?
No.
So why are you afraid of me? Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh man, take a look.
100%.
Take a look.
Tell Russo. Tell Russo
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, take a look across the room over there.
Yeah, that's Reed.
Yeah, Robert Reed. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Reed is just.
He's in the building.
He's in the building, man. He just graced. He just graced the studios. You know, and wait a minute, brother. Why is Robert Reed here today? Does anybody know?
Something about some NBA talk. Something about some 30,000. You have some questions for him, right?
Yeah, I did have some questions for him, but I don't have any questions anymore for him. I think I answered my own questions. You know, like I always have to do.
Right.
You know, do we really need Robert Reed to tell us what we already know? But you know, I say you want to.
Yes,
No. We'll give him a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen. Hey, stay tuned out there because we're going to be on like a steaming pot of neck bones in about 4 or 5 minutes. Because Robert Reed is in the house, and we're going to get down with the get down for everybody out there that's, you know, that's still thinking about the last dance and those things of that nature. It's going to be on like neck bone. But getting back to what I'm saying, that's what we were talking about yesterday. And then he had a police officer from the show we did the week before. And the police officer's like, he he's going to cancel his subscription because he doesn't agree with what Stevie Ray said to say, all police officers got a, license to kill and this, that, and the other, so on and so forth. And Vince was reading me the email. So you know what I said?
Let him unsubscribe.
No.
Let him unsubscribe. I'll get last month's payment.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I did. I said I would invite that guy to come on this show and we can debate this because I've never put a broad brush on anything or anybody. But what I did say is when people in the know are in a police department and they know the bad apples and they see the bad apples and they don't do anything about the bad apples, as far as I'm concerned, they're a bad apple also.
Right.
Yes.
Just like that gentleman, the Asian American that was next to that officer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's held responsible too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not okay.
Come on, bro.
I mean, step up, do something.
Dog, this is chronic.
Because he was in the wrong. 100%.
Come on, bro. I mean, and then to put out there, this is the thing I'm still trying to come to grips with. Suspected forgery. At first it was a check, now it's a $10 bill.
Right.
Now you see why I don't carry cash or checks on me. Because you can't forge a credit card. That's what I use.
Right.
So I can track every dime that I ever spent. That's why I don't use cash. The only time I use cash is somebody I got it.
Hey, it's $25, Stevie, let's take a picture.
No, this is what they do. Yeah, exactly. That's the only time I use cash. But I'm hauling ass. I'm sorry.
Going really fast?
I'm trying to get to the bank.
Okay.
As fast as I can because when you do appearances, they give you cash. Because I don't want a check.
Yeah.
Because you might stiff me.
You might lose it or
Yeah.
it might bounce.
Yeah. But I put everything in an envelope. And you see this bag right here?
That's the money bag.
It's the money bag.
Oh, man.
It's the bag I keep because I never
Hear
leave.
that, Robert? That's the money bag right there.
It's a money bag. I'll open this side up, put the envelope in, and when I'm going through the airport, I got my eyes on it at all times, dog. I ain't putting it on the plane where some sky cap or something like that can rob me. So that's what I'm saying, man. This is crazy. This is beyond any sane man's comprehension, brother. And we're going to have to you know what I want to do, Angel?
What's that?
I want to bring a police officer or two police officers either on the podcast or in the studio.
I think that's a great idea. You can pick their brain apart and see
But
what they think.
But see, this the deal, though. I don't want that body book Bill. I don't want him.
Right.
I want the guy that's going to come in here and lay it down. This is the world's most dangerous radio show. Right. So you come in and you lay it down. Don't be afraid of the repercussions. Because when you're afraid of the repercussions, you will do what you do because you know there is no repercussions. Now, if someone comes in here and really says what's on his mind and he's thinking about the repercussions, he's never going to tell us what we want to know.
No, he's going to tell you what's scripted.
Exactly.
What's by the book.
Who knows better than that than me? The script.
Do that for a living, yeah, that's right.
That's the script.
Yeah.
So I don't want that guy. That's why people are in the positions that they are now, because so many police officers that has inherent racism within their hearts, and then they grow up with it and they get to play it out because when they were kids, they saw the hip hop videos, right. They saw this, they saw that, and then they take that as real, so that's the guy I'm going to police. So I'm afraid of him. I think that's true in every facet of the word, as far as I'm concerned, because I know a lot of police officers. But be that as it may, I want the guy to come in here and really pour his heart into what we're discussing right now. If he doesn't, that's okay. I'll do it for him.
Yeah, let's do an open challenge. Anybody who wants to spit out the guts and really get into it, to bring them on.
Yeah, it's always that one guy. You ever see the shows? It's always that one guy that, we're really doing this and we're really trying to work on this and, our community relations and blah, 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 blah. The NFL gave $87 million for, to help with community relations. Well, how is that $87 million going to take hatred out of someone's heart? Tell me that. Because if it was about money, we did it long time ago. Tell me. $87 million to help with community relations. I'm flabbergasted sometimes, man. I'm flabbergasted. Yeah, we're going to work on community. Yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? That $87 million, as far as I'm concerned, is money well spent for something else. But that's just me. You don't have to agree with me. What the hell do I know? You know? What the hell do I know? You ain't got to agree with me. I don't know nothing. Tell you that. I'm one of the guys that sit down in the Middle East. Yeah. Sit down and talk to people in the Middle East about, a war that killed thousands and thousands and thousands of people and wasn't afraid to do it. Yeah, that's the guy I am. So talking about this, that ain't nothing. When you walk around, you see buildings with bullet holes in them and things of that nature. You ever done that? Nah, you ain't never done it. I did it because I'm a curious person and I'm not afraid like some people are, afraid of the jobs, afraid of my boss. I got to write it this way. I can't write it the real way. I got to go with the narrative of how, this news station put it together. But at the end of the day, somebody's dead. And you don't have the empathy or the manhood to come out and say wrong is wrong. Yeah, because ain't no punk in me. None. So don't get it twisted. I'm going to tell it like it is. Other than that, I ain't going to tell it at all. Because I'm upset, Angel. Last week, a guy, we get the news on the guy that was jogging.
Yeah.
This week, I'm going to tell you, bro. I know how that feels. That knee across the back of the neck. I know how that feels.
Really?
Seriously. Oh, yeah. I know how it feels. I've done the MMA training. I've done the pro wrestling training. It's all in there, bro.
Yeah. It's definitely a pressure point.
Then you have a Mississippi governor or a Mississippi mayor comes out and says, well, if he can say he's breathing, he can really breathe.
How about we put that Mississippi governor or Mississippi mayor in that same position and see how well he can breathe, right?
Give me a piece of that 87 million and give me 5 minutes in a room with this fat tub of guts. I promise you he changed his tune when he came out of that room. I promise you that.
Yeah, I got $5 million on that.
Yeah, after he defecates on himself. I promise you that. Can you believe that, bro? That's what kind of world we're living in now.
Yeah, and it's 2020,
You
would think that, I think Will Smith said a quote, something about racism is always there, but now we're having, devices that are recording it, which is 100% true because, back, even in the 80s,
right,
in the 90s, technology wasn't that great, but now, it's, you got HD, high definition, everything. You can see it. And there's people always with cameras.
Right.
Always.
And this is the thing. You know you're being recorded. And you don't even care.
Right.
You know why? Because this guy has a track record of this behavior. And he's gotten off every time. So why should I care now? That is what I'm talking about, the repercussions of your actions. If they're, when Robert Reed, I've seen Robert Reed play many times. I went to many games. I saw how hard he fouled. I saw it. He tried to act like, I didn't do anything. I was looking at him. Cameras all over the place. Yeah. No, he didn't do it. Yeah. Second foul on Robert Reed. Okay. He knew there were repercussions.
Right.
He knew how many he could get before the coach looked at him and go,
you got to sit down.
You know what I'm saying? And he knew. That's what I'm talking about.
Right, yeah.
The repercussions. But when a police officer knows nothing's going to happen to me, come on, dog. Let's do this. Mm-hmm. That's the hatred in his heart. The inherent bigotry in his heart. This is what I do. I get a kick out of hurting people. Yeah, you gotta like it.
Yeah, you can tell you kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, look at him. He had his hands in his pockets.
Right.
Just taking a stroll down the road.
Just another day at the office.
Because he knew there are not going to be any repercussions. At least he thought so. Because he's gotten away with it. 12. They got 12 on record. So if you got 12 on record of people complaining about this man, how many really went by? Because, when you look at the statistics, and I hate to bring this up in a kind of roundabout type way, These are police statistics. When you look at how many women report rape, and that's what they got on the record. But it's hundreds of others that's never, ever brought to the forefront. So with this guy, how many complaints really are brought to the forefront? If we only got a few on record, that means he probably did it 10 times more.
Right, exactly. So those 12 you can multiply by
Yes.
at least 5.
Yes.
Because those are the ones that are reported and known.
And you know what that person is? He's an everyday, unadulterated coward. A straight up coward that probably couldn't whoop gnats out his own you know what. If he stepped up on somebody that was ready to go. I'm telling you right now, you stepped up on somebody that was ready to go, he cried like a baby. Mm-hmm. And I'm just putting, that's why we call it Edge Radio. Because today I'm on the edge. Either you like it or you don't like it. Frankly, I don't care. Because that's the way I bring it. Yeah, that's the way I bring it. You want some, come get some. See, I'm big enough and bad enough to take some. I ain't afraid. And that's how we as a people should be in this country. Not afraid. So you got a few of us. At the end of the day, we're still going to be there. Yeah. Still going to be there. Lockstep. You know, let's get ready to take a break. I got to calm down. Okay.
To look right at your baby, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Boy, you came into my life, I missed you so bad, I missed you so bad, I missed you so bad. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad, and you should know that I missed you so bad. It's hard to look right at your baby, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Boy, you came into my life, I missed you so bad, I missed you so bad, I missed you so bad. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad, and you should know that, so call me maybe. Ooh, yeah. All right, we're jamming. I wanna jam it with you. We're jamming, jamming, and I hope you like jamming too. Ain't no rules, ain't no vow. We can do it anyhow. I and I will see you through. 'Cause every day we pay the price. We're the living sacrifice. Jamming till the jam is through. We're jamming. To think that jamming was a thing of the past. We're jamming. And I hope this jam is gonna last. No bullet will stop us now. We need to beg, no, we won't bow. Neither can be bought nor sold. We all defend the right. Judge our children must unite. Oh, life is worth much more than gold. We're jamming, 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 and we're jamming in the name of the Lord. We're jamming, 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 jamming. We're jamming right straight from
Yeah. Holy Mount Zion, Holy Mount Zion, just seated in Mount Zion, it rules all creation. Yeah, we're jamming, what you war, we're jamming. See, I wanna jam it with you. We're jamming, and jam them hope you're jamming too. Janos a massive try, the truth again is high, to keep you satisfied. True love I know exists, is the love I can't resist, so jam by my side. We're jamming, I wanna jam it with you. We're jamming, 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 we're jamming. Hope you like jamming too. We're jamming, we're jamming, we're jamming, we're jamming. I wanna jam with you now. We're jamming, we're jamming. And I hope you like jamming. I hope you like jamming. 'Cause I wanna jam with you. I hope you like jamming too.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Edge Radio. This is Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. I am Stevie Ray with my main man, Mr. Angel Corona. And ladies and gentlemen, he's here, along with his buddy, Mr. Robert Reed, NBA great, along with his buddy, Mr. Mel Hewitt. How you guys doing today, man? Man, let me know what's going on with you guys, man. You know, what you guys been doing with yourself, man, since pro sports is over with now?
Well, that's interesting. We've done any number of things. Both of us are approximately 100 years old at this time.
Hey, wait a minute, man. You guys are no older than I am, so don't try to pull that. You don't see Stevie Ray trying to put himself in the convalescent home. You don't see that. You know what I'm saying? You see Stevie Ray at the gym at 6 in the morning. You see what I'm saying? And I'm on the treadmill. You tell him, Angel.
Yeah, Stevie Ray clinging and banging.
Yeah, hanging and banging in the combat zone, baby. The war never ended for me. It never ended.
That's quite encouraging.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
myself, I'm 64.
Okay.
I'm still doing my weights. I'm in there at about 6:30.
Right, you're looking good, Rob.
All right.
Both of you guys are looking great,
Still
man.
want to pump. Got to, if you got little kids, I put it this way. I never forget when in my young days, this older gentleman came up to me and said, "Son, don't do that." I said, "When I get old, I'm not gonna tell no young kid what to do."
Right.
And sure enough, I get in the mall with the wires. Hey, young fella, come here, man. So you want to look like say something wrong? No, but we still do a little thing. We have been doing things in community before this COVID-19 came out.
Right.
But it's a matter of just how we put it. That, to be honest, being in a stay-at-home, have not missed anything that's going on out there. It's just like, hey, as long as you're safe and you're calm, Now, one thing I will admit, gentlemen, I will admit this. You 24/7 with your wife in the house in the man cave. Yes, dear. Yes. Robert, you want something? I'll think about it, love. You can't say yeah, whatever.
Right.
You be running out the door.
Right.
But it's you kind of find each other again.
Right.
And that's the best thing.
You know what I've been reading, and basically what I know for a fact. Women don't want their husbands at home, man. They want them gone. They'll never admit it.
Yeah, they always find something for you to do. Like, hey, the garage door's not working.
Yeah.
Hey, go fix it.
But it wasn't working for 6 months. Now you want me to fix it.
Right.
You could have called a handyman 5 months ago.
The grass needs to be mowed. I haven't mowed my grass in 5 years.
Yeah, that's why I pay somebody to do it.
See, I got the beat on that. She put down rocks, the lava rocks.
Oh.
The lava rocks. So we ain't got to cut no grass.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's how it's going down.
But before we came on, man, I liked your conversation. Previously, you were talking about, everything that's happening around in the United States,
Right.
particularly the incident that we saw happen in Minneapolis.
Right.
But you know one thing that people forgot? You remember the Minneapolis Raptor player had the same incident at 12 o'clock at night.
I remember that.
Yes.
I remember that.
Went to go get his medicine, and he halfway parked in the handicap.
Yeah.
Now here is one of the Raptor players.
Right.
4 police cars show up.
And that's when the policeman really got brave.
Yeah, you know.
After 4 showed up.
Yeah.
After 4 showed up. So you know the things like this is happening, and we want to go back. My father, Master Sergeant Ralph Reed in the Air Force. Okay. Bam. We're stationed at Fort Meade, Maryland, 1964. Now we got to get stationed to Randolph Air Force Base right outside San Antonio. So now we're leaving from Fort Meade. We were supposed to take I-20, but that's when they had all the Montgomery, Alabama mess going on.
Ah.
So now we got to go all the way down to this new freeway they call I-10 East. West,
Right.
I-10 West.
Right.
And about the second day, I asked my mom, I said, Mama, why is Daddy wearing his Air Force uniform all the time? Because you're young.
Right.
You're in the 6th grade. You have no clue what's going on.
Right.
Well, we stopped to get gas at a little gas station in Alabama. Went out, got to go use the restroom. You go in the back. Being a military brat, there is no color.
Right.
You blue, you on
Right.
base, you off base. So I go use the restroom, color, just as dirty, looking like an outhouse, and white.
Right.
Well, I'm taught to be clean.
Right.
So I go in there and use the white restroom. When I come out, the gas station attendant grabbed me and said, boy, what you doing in there? And I looked up here, my dad come around the corner. He said, get your hand off my son. He let me go and I said, yeah, you don't know my daddy. Boy, get your butt in the car. We didn't stop till we got to Louisiana.
Wow.
But you know, those are certain things that have been there.
Yeah.
But now as you go, myself, and let's be honest, I heard what you said earlier, and Mel knows. Come on. I've been approached the same way, and I just had to say,
yeah,
no problem, officer.
Yeah.
No problem, officer. And then you never want to. These are things that I've said to young men and all. Never say to officer, do you know who I am?
Oh, yeah.
Hush.
Right.
The one thing I find is, officer, I understand what you're doing. You know, what is you want, I'll comply by. Come on.
Right.
In after dark,
Yeah.
you know, you are not Superman.
Right.
And you don't know what's going on or what he just happened to had happened to him 5, 10, 15 minutes earlier.
True. That's true.
So you relax.
True. That's true. Yeah. I mean, I was telling a buddy of mine, and Mel, I'll let you expound on this. I was telling a buddy of mine about that I do a podcast with, and he was asking me about, I can't remember who it was that brought up the talk that you have to have in African-American families by the fact that you are military, Brad, Robert. Most of us are not. So, and I was telling him, yes, brother, that what you heard is real. I say, by him being a white guy, I say, you don't know anything about this. Culturally, this is real. And I say, all of our parents gives it to us. I remember mine. I say, you know, now another buddy of mine who's a Jewish guy, he was asking me something similar one time. I say, now, you know, you guys are concentrating on bar mitzvahs and things of that nature when you get to a certain age. But this is our reality. And if you never, I come in the inner city right here. I'm from South Park, Robert.
There you go.
Yeah, that's where I was when you hit town. You know what I'm saying? With you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey man, where do we get this? Hey, the Rockets came, where do we get this guy, man? You know, from St. Mary's. Man, wait a minute, isn't this an academic school? What I mean?
A Catholic academic.
Exactly. I said,
And a Pentecostal voice.
I'm like,
Speaking in tongues, holy Ray mother.
Doing all the right things.
I'm like, wait a minute. How did this guy have time to concentrate on some basketball? Wait a minute, man. But no, man, I've always loved you from day one, man. I'm gonna be straight on that. But I was just telling him, culturally, you can't learn about us from watching television, bro.
No.
There you go.
Can't do it. Now, I said the shows back in those days got very, very close. Then it came to the mid 80s where things were like the big gap. I said, you know the gap between the Huxtables and the Family on Good Times? You see the gap?
Mm-hmm.
That's night and day.
But who was the nurse that had the show?
Julia. Diane Carroll. Right.
People couldn't believe.
Right.
Here was an attractive black woman that could speak eloquently.
Right.
If she was on the phone, what my mom used to be, you're on the phone talking.
Right.
Then when they see her, say, well, you didn't sound black on the phone.
Right.
And go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But you're 100% right about that. Those are the television images. And then people look at those images and say, well, that's how it is for the majority. And that's 100% wrong. But see, they never really, now Good Times kind of made reference to that talk that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But the Huxtable family never did.
A mother lawyer and a doctor.
Right.
And you couldn't, the kids couldn't say, Theo, where your sister? She over there by the door.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You couldn't say ain't.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go with you? But wait a minute now. Here's a gentleman from Northern Illinois. He can tell you what was different between Northern and Southern Illinois.
Well, that's why I want to go to him on this.
Well, I didn't mention that because there was another black serial network show. Family Matters.
Yeah.
They refer to themselves off camera as the Black House.
Right.
So they made that distinction. But you're absolutely right. That's a very sensitive discussion, dark talk, if you will. Because we're talking possibility of a life-altering situation. I talk to youngsters in my family, particularly those who have an ambition to be activists, if you will. That perhaps my generation grew up talking about opportunities, create opportunities for ourselves. We're beyond that stage, I think. We need to start talking about, to our youngsters, about negotiated outcomes. Because we have complied, we have been cordial, we have been educated.
Yes.
We have developed businesses.
Right.
We have been outstanding in every field, including cotton.
Right.
So we're not talking about opportunities anymore.
Right. Yeah, you're right. And I think, from my perspective, and that's why I love doing the show with Angel. Angel is Hispanic. I'm black. So we give our analogies from what we've lived. Not trying to be disrespectful, just trying to let people know where we come from. And we're proud of where we come from. And we're proud of what we are. And we don't disrespect anybody just for the hell of it. But when we get down, as you saw earlier, we get down. But we really like talking about sports, but we don't shy away from the social issues.
No, you can't. Because people are expecting said athlete who people invite to come out and be part of our community, who want you to talk to their sons and daughters. Then when instances happen, they want to know where you stand. And that's why I'll say this real quickly. We've already seen the first 10 episodes of The Last Dance. Why didn't Michael Jordan jump up and speak about this? Because now, after I saw that, I have to say now, I see why Michael Jordan was so focused on his career. This is me. I'm a Bull. And you got to remember this. When Jordan came to the Bulls, Gervin was started and Reggie Theus.
Right.
Reggie was traded to New Jersey. And they wanted Gervin to come off the bench. He said no.
And George Gervin wasn't coming off nobody's bench.
Off no bench.
You know.
So after that, Gervin went, and then you saw how Mike took control of his footsteps. What I'm gonna do, and then how he coerced, I say it properly, his teammates. This is what you're gonna do.
Right.
And if you don't do it, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
Now, the only one that bucked him down was the big chief, Robert Parrish.
Right.
Chief told me, man, I got 2 rings.
Right.
And I'm 8 more inches taller than you.
You know something?
You understand?
I know exactly what you're
Yes,
talking about.
uh-huh.
When it comes to The Last Dance, we have had, we did a whole show on the last. I did a whole show. We did this show about The Last Dance, right?
Yeah, we did this show.
And then I've done 3 podcast shows about The Last Dance. And one just hit the other day, and it's going crazy. Because when it came to what we saw and the narrative that was put out there, I 100% unequivocally disagree with everything that was put out there.
Okay.
But that's just me. Robert, I respect you guys, you and Mel. Athletes are always got respect for other athletes.
Yes.
People don't understand when you use your body as a tool on a year-to-year basis. Most people don't understand that.
They don't understand.
But it ain't for them to understand. But it's for other athletes to understand. Because I've been there. You've been there.
Right.
We've been in the trenches.
You may not get back to where you at.
Right.
Again. You
Right.
may not get back to that championship game.
So, I looked at The Last Dance totally different. Everything that you said, I 100% agree with. Everything. That was right there. But I looked at it in another way. And when it comes to Michael Jordan, as to him being a social advocate, what people don't understand is this. Sometimes people ain't built.
No.
Just because you can play a sport don't mean you have the mental capacity to even expound on something like this. So I stay away from it. Just like me in school. I was horrible at math. Horrible. I want to take the easiest math. I'm not like Robert Reed that gets a scholarship.
You're probably better than me at math.
Private school scholarship.
Yeah, I'm not like Robert Reed that's going to, got a father that's in the military that's seen the whole world and can pass that on to his son.
Yes.
My father died when I was 6.5 years of age. Still doesn't mean, I still didn't get, primal tutelage from.
Big punch in the nose.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, so it's certain things that I knew I wasn't good at. Not only that, I was dyslexic. It's certain things I had to stay away from. And just like Michael Jordan and other people that are in sports, there are some people like a Muhammad Ali is very gifted at that.
Right.
Because he gets it. Then there are some people, man, if I get up there and say the wrong thing, I'm going to look like an idiot.
But
And the media going to eat me up.
Right.
It's amazing you just said it. Think about it. Muhammad Ali got stripped of his title.
Right.
Right in the middle of Vietnam.
Right.
And here comes Jim Brown.
Right.
Here come Lou Alcindor. Here come Bill Russell. Here come Malcolm X. Here come Martin Luther King.
Right.
Okay. They want to put all that on Michael Jordan. Where was Magic?
Like I said,
You're
right.
Where was Walt Frazier?
Right.
Where was JoJo White?
I'm going to tell you where they were. They were at home.
Hiding.
Hiding. Because like I said, if you're not willing to sacrifice something, that job ain't for you.
So
What do you think about that, man?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Without question. You have this young brother here now, LeBron James,
Right.
who clearly understands
Yeah.
the risk
Yes.
that he faces.
Most definitely.
But he's convicted and he can't help it, so he has to sit it.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite commendable for him. We need to support him.
100%. But I think this is a guy, because of his upbringing, without a father and the tutelage of his mother, he sees the world in a different light.
Yes.
So he has empathy for those social situations.
So, what we
It's a different kind of person.
Michael came from a kind of working class class.
Yes.
Very well.
Yes.
You know, he was,
Very protected.
Yeah.
You got older sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
Is LeBron James the only child?
LeBron.
I think he is. Yeah.
He's the only child
So you see the difference.
in the city.
Right.
Okay, in the city, and went from high school to college. I mean, I'm excuse me, high school
Straight to the
pro.
NBA.
Right.
And his mother, you know,
Right.
hey, they had to go hand them out.
Right.
Hand them out. Now here comes all this wealth and all.
Right.
You know, it was a big.
It's almost like nothing. I'm sorry when it comes to LeBron James, and I'm glad Mel brought him up. When it comes to this guy, have you ever seen a dude so young that never steps out of place and understands everything? And nothing bothers me. Okay, you want me to pull the league on my back? Okay, hook it up. Ain't no biggie. You want me to talk about association? Okay, yeah, whatever. That's a different kind of human being.
He's confident in himself.
Right.
Because once my career is over, once I don't have to lace him up no more,
Right.
I've got my company.
Right.
I got my family.
Right.
I got my houses. I got my Learjet.
Right.
I don't need y'all because this is what I'm doing. The same thing that Kobe Bryant was doing for his tragic accident.
Right.
I don't need the NBA. He
Right.
wasn't going out
He
speaking.
ain't going exactly.
He was making stupid money more than what he was dribbling the ball.
Right, and he was investing his very smart
Exactly.
side. Yeah.
Wisely.
Well, the thing about LeBron James is this kid came in super hype. I mean,
Right.
everybody thought he was
Yeah.
going to be the next Jordan, and people criticize him on the court, but off the court, he's done everything right.
He's
he's
done
opened up
everything.
schools. He's been a very good public figure. When's the last time you heard about LeBron James' gambling habits or in trouble?
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
law,
Or chasing women.
chasing women?
Leave that to me. I'll do that. Yeah.
The more the merrier.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I mean,
I think a
whatever.
lot of-
They ain't got no cameras following me around, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute now. When we went to the championship in '81, let me tell you how it was. They put us on tape delay.
I remember.
It wasn't long.
I remember. We've talked, me and another buddy of mine that I used to do another podcast with, we used to talk about that. We talk, he's a basketball fanatic. He knows all about, you just bring a person up, you know the whole stats.
And then when we kept beating the Lakers, when we beat them '86, think about the next year, they broke us up.
Right.
They didn't want to see Reed, Ralph, and
Wait a minute.
They wanted Magic.
Hold on a second here. I think this man is revealing something here that, very,
Inside information.
very prevalent of what we do here on The Edge, Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. Are you saying they broke you guys up on...
Who left the next year? Ralph and Steve Harris got traded to Sacramento.
Wait a minute, brother. Hey, are
And
we
then
here?
the following year,
Are we here? I think we're
the
here.
following year, before the season started, I got traded to Charlotte.
Yeah.
And so
I thought you wanted to go to Charlotte.
I didn't want to go to Charlotte.
I thought that was close to the military bases.
There wasn't no military base there. and then the funny story.
Paris Island? Is that
You're able to talk the funny stories the players have. I'm in Charlotte after the first week. Rodney McRae calls, "Yo, Rob, what's up, dog?" Well, it looked like me and Pete gone. I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "We had to take team photos, and they put me on one aisle and Pete in the other aisle. All the rest of the guys were sitting in the chairs, cropped out."
Right, exactly.
Oh, my
They were
God.
traded.
Oh, my God. So they were superimposed. You know what I'm saying?
But you know this. You know there are changes to be made. You never would have thought that Boston would have broken up Danny Ainge, and them Ainge went to Phoenix.
Right.
You never would have thought Philly would have got rid of Barkley.
Right.
So you put those. Hey, we're looking for another way to go.
So what I'm asking is this: that Rocket team that to me should have gotten better after '86. Are you telling me that team was intentionally broke apart?
You would think.
Not me.
You
were there.
You could say, look what we're doing. We're
Right.
almost there. And because we put it this way, Bill Fitch had a 5-year plan
Right.
for us.
Right.
We did it in 4.
Right.
We did it in 4. And you know, you had the different thing. If Ralph hadn't gotten in fight with Jerry Sistine, and then when we had to go to Boston and they were,
you know, I always wondered about that fight, and I'm gonna ask you questions about it since we're on basketball right now. You know, why would Ralph Sampson pick on the smallest guy on the? You know, I seen Ralph, you know, walking out of the clubs, and he had to kneel down. He was so big.
We were hitting guys then.
I know. I just got through chronicling your fouls.
Every time Jerry Sistine would go by Ralph, he would hit him in the kidney. Well, after the 10th time, Ralph just said, "That's it," and he popped Jerry.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, he went down like Joe. Man, get your big. Why you down low? And then
fight big.
Yeah. And
I will tell you something. Always fight big.
That's right.
And then when the thing's going, I saw Dennis Johnson running by me and they say, "DJ, no." Bam. Akeem swung. He came out. I cut. He said, "Robert, hold me, because these Negroes are crazy." But you know, there was things. That's how we played then.
Sounds like a battle royal over here.
Oh man, I'm telling you something.
Hey, Mel, do you remember any of this stuff, man?
Listen,
Yeah,
I played Robert in college. I played Robert in pro-am. I played all these guys.
Right.
And I've always said Robert can play first base for Strohs. He can be wide receiver for the Orioles.
Right.
Brother's an athlete.
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
And coming up in those times, yes.
Right.
You did whatever you could get away with.
No, yeah, I hear you.
Well, it was Magic. I had to guard Magic.
Right.
Okay.
Magic's about what?
Catch if you did
2 or 3 inches taller than you.
If you did he's an inch and a half.
Okay.
If you didn't catch Magic before the half court, if he was running past, he's gonna score.
Right.
So I catch him 2 dribbles before half court and make him crab dribble down.
Right.
Now while he's crab dribbling, I move my arms like SpongeBob and Squidward.
Right.
But I'm kicking his ankles with the right. Because officials can't see that.
Right.
So now he's traveling, got a turnover.
Right.
Did my job.
Well, many referees were there back then too, right? Two. So you can do.
And one never saw anything.
Right.
Oh.
And
that's why they have to change.
And the other one was probably taking bribes.
Yeah. Well, they caught him. You know what I'm saying? Rich. Go ahead.
What you got, man?
I got a favorite Robert.
Okay.
It's summer of 1980.
Okay.
6 weeks after Magic's rookie year.
Yeah.
He destroyed the Sixers.
Yeah, I remember that.
I own a pro-am team with Heath, Moses, Jack Dorsey. Yeah, we're the West Squad. And we're playing in the round ball classes.
Okay.
In Nashville, Tennessee. It's
Right.
This is Nashville to Boston.
Right.
And at some point, they're taking the big guys out. The big guys, Artis Gilmore, and Moses, and Frank Jones, and Babyface Cajun. You guys taking all them out, Sweet from Dunbar. The biggest guys on the court are Robert now. So I'm a little bit bigger than Robert. I'm a man now.
Oh yeah. We can see that now. I think Robert weighed over 165 pounds back there.
195.
I was still 35 at the time. I'm gangster.
Right.
He runs up to the top of the kid and they throw him the ball. I get better than this. He catches the ball with this hand and puts his left hand on my thigh.
Right.
And spins off of me down the lane.
That's when you play. When you have a coach telling you, slow it down, set the play up.
Yeah.
You know,
You got to figure it out yourself. Yeah.
Hey guys, we got to take a break. You are listening to Edge Radio. This is Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in about 5 with Mel Hewlett and Robert Reed, NBA greats. Right back at you.
Maybe the world could be ours tonight.
think it's easy. You think I don't wanna run to you, yeah. But there are mountains, and there are doors that we can't walk through. I know you're wondering why, because you're able to be just you and me within these walls. But when we go outside, you're gonna wake up and see that it was hopeless after all. And no one can rewrite the stars. How can you say you'll be mine? Everything keeps us apart, and I'm not the one you were meant to find. It's not up to you, it's not up to me, when everyone tells us what we can be. And how can we rewrite the stars? Say that the world can be ours tonight. All I want is to fly with you. All I want is to fall with you. So just give me all of you. It feels impossible. It's not impossible. Say that it's possible. How do we rewrite the stars? Say you were meant to be mine, and nothing can keep us apart. 'Cause you are the one I was meant to find. It's up to you, it's up to me. No one can say what we get to be. Why don't we rewrite the stars, changing the world to be ours? You know I want you. It's not a secret I try to hide, but I can have you. We're bound to break and my hands are tied.
This is KGBC, Galveston, Houston, 1540 AM, and K269GS, Pasadena, 101.7 FM.
1540 AM and 101.7 FM Houston, Pasadena, Clear Lake, Galveston.
Are you tired of hurting? Is there something you would like to do that you can no longer do without pain? This is Dr. Arango with Arango Chiropractic Clinic. It might be time for you to try chiropractic. Chiropractic emphasizes that the way the body is structured is highly related to the way it functions. Spinal misalignment can cause pain, decreased range of motion, and organ dysfunction. Spinal dysfunction can originate from car accidents, work accidents, and other types of trauma. They can also come from improper chronic postures and repetitive motions such as sitting at a computer or daily chores. Doctors of chiropractic use manipulations to the spine and most other joints to restore proper function and decrease pain. For more information, visit us at HoustonChiroClinic.org or call us at 713-868-6166.
Baby, I'm playing on you tonight. Hunt you down, eat you alive. Just like animals, animals, like animals, moles. Maybe you think that you can hide. I can smell yourself for miles. Just like animals, animals, like animals, moles. Baby, I'm. So what you trying to do to me? It's like we can't stop, we're enemies. I'm going to get along when I'm inside of you. You like a drug that's killing me. I could
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Angel, how you doing over there, man?
Some hot stuff. You know, talking to Rockets legend over here, Robert Reed and Mel. This is great stuff. You know, I'm getting educated on the '80s.
Yeah, man.
The good old days.
Hey, man, that was the last decade of great music.
Well, Angel, how old are you, Angel?
I'm 26.
So he's a 2000s guy. He's a 2000s guy.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what I'm saying? Do you know the 80s was the last great decade for music?
I didn't. Was that the Soul Train era?
Well, of course it was the Soul Train era, man. I mean, I'm just trying to let you know. I see my man.
Double Dutch?
Yeah.
Double Dutch?
I see my man Neil Pruitt is watching.
Neil Pruitt.
Yeah, Neil Pruitt. You know what I call him? Man on the streets. You know, I asked him to go down to the CDC.
Right.
He lives right down the road from the CDC in Atlanta. Ooh. You know what I asked him to do? Go down there and find out what the hell's really going on around here.
Yeah, unlock some doors.
He used to work with some of the guys at the CDC.
Really?
Yeah, they wouldn't even let him in when he went down there. So get out of here, Neil Pruitt. Man on the streets.
But if you want to bring back the 80s, I only have one barber. I haven't had this cut in 3 months.
Right.
So I'm bringing back the Frederick Douglass Afro. Got a little gray on the side. Yeah. Maybe next week I'll go get it off.
Hey, man, they opened up. I saw where they opened up a beauty shop. I don't know if it was here or someone else, and I'm reading this. And the beauty shop made like 50 grand in one day.
What?
I'm like, this is crazy. It was like a beauty shop. I'm like, nobody could get their hair done. Yeah. And I think that beauty shop might have been open for like 24 hours straight. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get this money. We're going to do this. Yeah. It was straight up Nino. It was straight up Denzel Washington in Training Day. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get that gun and I'm gonna get that money. Cause you know what I'm saying? I was like, God, I read this. 50 grand.
We are not going to sacrifice our vanity.
No.
Was telling me about a young lady. Most of you is a doctor. She's in the alternative medicine stuff.
Right.
Detox and
right.
Creams and stuff.
Right.
Now she has some kind of so-called certification. She's not an MD. Right?
Okay.
So she works underneath a supervising MD, if you will.
Right.
Woman did about 900K last year.
Woo. Man.
And the cheese.
Man.
We're in the wrong business, Stevie Ray.
No, that's as bad as that TV show Bots when they got the two doctors on doing plastic surgery.
Yes.
They said, you let your dentist do your breast implants? Come on, that's too desperate.
Oh, come on. What about, I don't know. I'm looking at so many young ladies now, and I was talking with some. Because you know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing on my podcast? I'm going to let you know what I'm doing.
What you got?
No, I'm having...
Lady train?
No. Back in the day, when I was on the road a lot, not like Robert and them who had everything, and Mel, they had everything, man. Yeah, I didn't go through it like that, man. And people don't know how hard it was to make it to the top, Yeah. Not saying that Robert didn't, he went to a private school for God's sake. And his dad could beat you up. So I never had that kind of protection. So, I had to become the protection, to protect my brother. So people don't know how hard it was. So when we used to do shows, we used to do TV tapings all night, back then it was no live Monday night shows and Thursday night shows and all that stuff like you see now. So we would have to go in the studio and be in there from like 8 o'clock to 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sometimes 5 o'clock. And I'm doing interviews for a zillion towns that I'm getting ready to go to. Right. Okay? And they got to send these packages to those towns and say, hey, so-and-so, I'm looking for you. When we come to so-and-so, North Carolina, I'm going to blah, 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 blah. And it's like, whoo, okay, you got 30 more to go. You know what I'm saying?
The same energy.
Yeah.
Because, you're not going to sell nobody on, hey, I'm going to beat you.
So what me and my brother did, we got good at it. And we would challenge each other. Because every time you mess up, you got to redo it. Another take. Now you got other guys waiting. Okay? So if you ain't up first, you doing this.
Yeah.
So me and my brother would be like, okay, as soon as we get in here, we will challenge ourselves. We're going to nail each and every last one of them. We challenge ourselves. That's the competitiveness in brothers, See if you gonna because if you mess up, when we leave tonight, I'm gonna egg you. I couldn't even get it right. So you know how that go. I don't know if you guys got siblings like that, but anyway, we got to the point where we would nail each and every last one of them, and nobody else could do it because it was competitive. And I'm trying to get the hell up out of here. I don't want to be here all day. So if I get in at noon, before 1, I'm gone. And people just go, hey man, how many y'all have to do? Got the same many when you go in here. Mm-hmm. But the thing was, putting your mind to something and making it happen. If you put your mind to it, so that people always ask me, hey man, you can speak good off the cuff. I trained myself to do it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I remember those days when they bring that sheet of paper out. Raleigh, North Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to this state, and then you're going to this. And it's like, wow.
Pronunciation.
Right. Mm-hmm. So you train yourself to do it. And that's what I'm talking about, is more ways to educate yourself than the books and stuff that we learn in school. And that's what we're talking about here today, people. There's so many different things that you can embark upon to make yourself better at something, instead of just being the center point of what somebody tells you to do. That's why I work with young people. That's why I like working with Angel here, because he keeps me up on, they make me feel young. I tell people all the time, I never want to feel like an old man.
There you go.
I never want to feel like an old man. So I indulge in things that I've always indulged in. Now, if I'm around a lot of guys like Robert Reed, who's at the golf course, that's where he is. I see his Hummer parked outside in the parking lot for about 5. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I see it out there. Your wife can attest to this. Yep. She's not going to say anything. I see him over there walking with his Argyle socks on. You know what I'm saying?
I know what I'm doing.
You know what I'm saying? With the putt and everything. Yeah, I seen you, man. I seen you.
I've always.
You've golfed with I think you golfed with my brother a couple times.
Yeah. You always get the people who bid on you.
Right.
At the Sunday
right
before. I've been with Coke, with Pepsi, Schlitz malt liquor.
Right.
And I'm talking to them and say, it's amazing. You think about Dr. Martin Luther King.
Right.
When he had his dream.
Right.
When he was in jail. I have a dream. Can you imagine if he'd had 10 more minutes in that cell before he came out? He said, and I have a dream that one day I will see a black man hit a white ball and the white people clap on it.
All out Tiger Woods.
That's dreaming.
That's somebody's dream, but it wasn't back in them days, I tell you that. Oh my God, man.
Things do change.
But man, you guys brought up the fact that I'm going back to what I was talking about, with working with HCC, and me and my buddy Scott, we trying to put a foundation together.
Okay.
And that's something that he and I have been, because of our schedules and different things we're going, but we really concentrate. Then the COVID thing hit. The COVID thing really, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. The COVID thing messed me out a lot of money.
Sure.
That's what I didn't like.
So a lot of people.
I didn't like, because I had 4 appearances that had to get canceled, and I had a trip I was taking to Cuba.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to Cuba. You was asking me about wrestling. Well, a buddy of mine had been putting this together for over 2-3 years. 2 events in Cuba, and I was on that. Now, I can't do my Denzel Washington thing, man. I can't get that money.
That's
you know what I'm saying? I need that.
That's missed income.
Yeah, dog.
That's
yes.
Pat in the pocket.
Yes.
Dinero.
That you don't have to worry about getting, because it's there.
And you had WrestleCon, as you know, because the big WrestleMania weekend, and then I had a couple of more appearances after that. It's cash money.
Yeah.
And because of covert.
Missing out.
That
coronavirus.
Dog, I put that down payment on the new C8, man.
Can't look into that contract real quick.
Hey, dog, I'm a vet, man. I've had 8 of them, man. I'm not like Robert Reed that drives around in a tank. You know what I'm saying? I need a sports car. I like to drive fast, baby, and I like to look good doing it. You know, I can't be like Rob, dog, running over people. I don't do that.
I used to have the 928 S4.
I used to have the same one.
Okay, I could get from Houston to San Antonio in 55 minutes.
Right. I used to have the same one.
Just to make sure I slowed down going through city.
Right.
So now, as you get older, you need the mom and pop kettle V8.
Well, that's me. That's me. But on Sundays,
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because see, I just sold my last Corvette last year because I sold my house, and you know what I'm saying. Once we get a certain age, you know, I don't like taking care of yards and paying the pool, man, and all that stuff anymore, man. And plus, I'm only one person now. Everybody's gone. Even my dogs and my cat died. Everybody gone, man. Yeah, man. I miss my animals, man. It was 3 of them, man. I call them 3 the hard way.
So you are a empty nester.
Oh my God, dog. So I got rid of my house and I got me a condo. So I'm cool with that. But man, I miss my Corvette, man.
Yeah.
And I was gonna take all the money so I don't have to make so I don't have to
money. Buy a Corvette.
Yeah, man. I'm getting ready to get the C8, baby. I already had everything lined up. And then the whole world shuts down, man. And now I'm looking at all these people got their C8s, and I look like a straight up jabroni sitting at the house. You know what I'm saying? That's all. No, my boy had to cancel everything. You know what I'm saying? But he rescheduling it though, so hopefully we'll be able to do it before the year is out. But the other appearances, they ain't coming back till next year. So it is what it is, man. But that's what. You know, whenever I do appearances and stuff like that, I use that my money to treat myself with stuff. That way, you don't have to mess with, you know what I'm saying, your money. You know, so it's like, okay, how much I made down on this thing? This thing ain't going but for 60 grand, 59 grand. Okay, I put, you know, this much down, boom, 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 calculate the insurance and blah, blah. Oh, no, that's easy. Not anymore. You know? But I wanted to get one, but that's okay, brother. We'll
Any constellations affected more than none? I mean, I'm around a lot of people in the medical industry.
Okay.
Practitioners accustomed to 7-figure income.
Right.
And this COVID thing has put a cramp in them.
Oh my God, man! The whole country. How you guys feel about this whole thing, man? Give me your sentiments on it, man.
They call it a pandemic.
Yes.
For some reason, the country has seen this before. In fact. People may not realize that under the Obama administration, there was 2 so-called pandemics.
Right.
The Ebola thing and the H1N1 thing.
I think the SARS thing was in there. Yeah.
One thing he did, and people around here, a lot of people around him too do,
right,
in science, was put these biodefense groups together.
Right.
That address the national issues around the globe.
Right.
So you can see it fast, you can react fast.
Right.
One thing our Kennedy that wasn't so brilliant was dismember some of those organizations.
Right.
Now he wasn't able to respond. He didn't have the flexibility. He couldn't be as, you know, so I don't know, my brothers. This so-called virus, some people call it a bacteria.
Right.
But this virus ain't going away anytime soon.
Right.
From what we can tell, all that can be gathered. It's a new norm, and we got to figure out something else economically.
My thing is, it just makes me upset when I see he or her on the TV or reading their words. Well, hey, you got to go sometime.
Oh yeah, that's easy for somebody to say.
It's about the other people around.
Right.
And I got to say this: our Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
Right.
Okay. Bam, let's see if you're ready to sacrifice your 2 kids to open it up.
Right.
Okay? Because you can't put that on. You still got to think about the people who cannot go hug grandma and grandpa. The aunt or the uncle and all. So it's just, protect it's about you protecting others.
But I think we're getting so many conflicting things from the media.
Right.
That's the part that I'm getting.
Everything from wear masks to not wear masks to this is going to go away, it's not going to go away. I mean, you don't know who to believe in and what to believe.
Or going back to what Mel just said. Is this a virus or is it a bacteria? Mm-hmm. I'm like this. I went and did some research. Mm-hmm. This COVID-19 or coronavirus has been around since 1935.
Wow.
Okay. 1935. That's before World War II. Mm-hmm. Here it is, 2020. And we're having conflicting ideas as to what it is? What the? Are you kidding me? If it's been around since 1935, you should have every facet of the disease somewhere in the archives.
Yeah, you would think.
How does that work at this day and age? I got a problem with that, man. Okay, they say wear a mask. Now you see people are profiting from masks now. I even see some out there with your favorite football team, your favorite basketball team. Right, yeah. Might even have Robert Reed and as he's, how they used to have like he was guarding the ball or something like that. They might have that one out there. I don't know. And it's like, okay, now it's profit from the mask.
Right.
But I'm listening to one doctor when this thing first came out, going back to what you said, Angel, that when you wear a mask, that these bacteria, the cold, they kind of like lay into your nose. Mm-hmm. So what they want is when you are touching things, that's why they was telling us about the Purell and all that. Mm-hmm. And you do this, what's the closest thing to this? Your hand is right near what? Your nose. So when you got the mask on and you adjust it, you just put those germs everywhere, near your nose. This is how the doctor was explaining it. That makes sense to me.
But then again, you look at this. As my wife made a point, look how how low the virus is in Sweden and Norway. Mm-hmm. Look how low it is.
Yes. Your wife made that assessment?
Yes, she said.
Well, I want to realize why you didn't come up with the assessment.
Too busy selling those masks.
Yeah, he probably already got invested in it and not letting us know.
Like we both.
Yeah, put us in on it, dog.
When you look at Sweden, when you look at Norway,
right?
That's a country. Everybody's on the same page.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We're Norwegians. Mm-hmm. We're Swedes. Mm-hmm. Look at the United States. You got the East Coast, West Coast, Alabama, South. People up in the cheese state. Mm-hmm. Everybody got their own thing.
Right.
There is a mixed message come from each, because it goes from the federal government to the state
government to
the
local
city.
Yeah. Right.
So nobody's on the
same page. like you just said, Robert. I think Greg Abbott issued. Judge Hidalgo issued a 30-day. You must wear your masks. And then Greg Abbott, canceled that and said, no, we're not doing that. So you just don't know. There's two different sides, and
that's my point, man. It just
we're stuck in the middle as people.
But if you look at what I've talked about on a couple of podcasts before, if you look at the origin of the disease itself, or the start of the pandemic, or whichever way you want to put it. Wuhan, China. Mm-hmm. Within 3 weeks, everything was back moving, and it didn't engulfed the country. They had put it in, quarantine. They quarantined everybody in there. They made the makeshift hospitals and blah, blah, blah. Anybody that was sick, boom, you bring them here. Anybody that they've been near around, you test them, so on and so forth. So I'm like, that's the kind of stuff you see in movies. You see these futuristic movies? That's what you see. And they did it. Now I have friends of mine say, well, they're really not giving their this, that, and the other. Brother, they got journalists, they got Western journalists all over the place over there. I'm like, where you think you at, man? It ain't like, the Wizard of Oz, you got to go there to somebody's dreaming of home. They got Western journalists all over the place over there. So, within 3 weeks to a month, everybody was back working.
Everybody back. You talking about a movie, one is exactly what you're talking about. Contagious.
Right.
With Dustin Hoffman, Cuba Gooding. Mm-hmm. They brought everybody in that town.
And they were going to destroy the town.
They were going to destroy the town, but they found the cure. Nobody could leave.
Right.
But here, now you see what they're trying to do in the Navajo Nation.
No.
Yeah, they want to keep everybody in. Nobody can leave or go out. Because that's the tourists and all. And the Navajo Indians say, no, you can't come in and y'all can't go out.
Ah, okay. That is interesting. But I can't blame them.
You can't.
I can't blame them. If you realize when the first people from Europe came to this country, they infected a lot of Native Americans with diseases.
Put it this way.
That happened.
Would you let somebody come in your house, you see all dirty, yo, homeboy, you can't come. Man, I came for the barbecue. I don't care what you came, but you ain't walking in my house.
Right. But see, I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm not like Robert Reed, man. I mean, I'm a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? You see how he is. You see how he is. You know what I'm saying? He goes, I'm gonna say, hey, look, dog, let me give you some food, man. You know, don't put me, don't make me out to be a heel like you are, man. I mean, I'm not that kind of guy. I don't think that was the right analogy for me.
Well, you know what I'm saying, man.
I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know.
My mama said you can't sit on the sofa. My mama said you can't do this.
Yeah, my mama said the same thing.
Same thing. So
yeah.
you ain't come to my house what my mama said. But you know what you remind me of? Ladies and gentlemen who are watching it, here it is. My man here, he was the one that would get us all in trouble. He would get us all, because we would bring him to the house and say, how come you can't be nice like that young boy Stevie? What do you mean? He speaks so nice. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. No, ma'am.
Yes.
And he the one getting us in trouble.
Yeah.
So we found, man, you ain't coming.
Oh, wait a minute, dog. You couldn't do me like that, dog. You can't do me like that, man. My mother told me to be cordial around all of you. You respect fucking grown folks. You know, it says you shut up when grown folks talking. I still say that to this day. You know, so I would have came to your house and I would say, hello, Miss Reed, how are you doing today? Where's Commander Reed? You know, I know he's out flying his jet plane somewhere, you know, in the cargo planes, trying to save the nation. Yes, that's what you do.
You bring flowers.
And she say, oh, you know, I got some cake in there. Would you like some? Oh, yes, ma'am. You know,
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I know Rob was supposed to have the last piece, but she gave it to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You be going to bed hungry, mad. Because you can get that last week of pie, okay.
But we digress.
Yeah. But getting back to that coronavirus, man, it's very confusing, man. And I'm like, in so many ways, so many things make sense to me, and I'm no expert. In so many ways, things don't make sense. And I'm like, I'm just trying to figure it out, man. I know we got to protect ourselves, but I'm
listening to the science of it.
Right.
About a word that's one to me, comorbidities.
Right. What does that word mean?
It means you had preconditions that make you a little more susceptible.
Right.
To your infections and what have you.
Right.
High blood pressure, diabetes, and or heart-related issues.
Cancer.
Or some profound comorbidity.
Obesity.
Obesity.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that preside mostly in this nation?
Right.
Yes.
POC.
Yeah.
And consequently, we have seen the fast-track behaviors too. A higher rate of death that's related to.
But they're relegated to one area of the country. That's the part that I don't get, because I've been to Japan several times. I've been to Korea. Every time I went, and everybody I know that goes to that part of the Orient, Asia, you got to leave from the West Coast. Because if you go from the East Coast, you got to fly across Europe in airspace. Whereas you leave from either West or the Pacific Northwest. I've gone where I went from Portland, and I've gone where I went from California. You know, so that's the part, you know, geographically, you know, when you're talking about the origin of the disease, if it's coming to the United States, just me, I'm no expert, it seemed like you still got 5,000 miles to go when you hit the West Coast before you can get to the New York area. So So it seemed like to me, shouldn't that area of the country be hit hardest first?
Hey, just think about it. Asians, think about when you look and see how the Asian community in Japan, in North Korea, South Korea, and all, most of they do wear masks.
Yeah, I know.
They sort of like automatically there's a little space.
Right.
There's a little space. Now you want to talk about New York? Come on, try to get on the subway at 3:00 in the afternoon when work is over with.
Yeah, that's true.
You elbowing everybody.
Yeah.
And here are these people not wearing a mask, not wearing none. I want this seat.
Well, I guess that's conceivable. I guess that's conceivable.
On our program, rather than not talk about community health a lot.
Right.
Listen, Japanese health-wise don't have the same predispositions we have.
True.
They don't carry the same comorbidities.
Okay, cool.
And New York City is a little tiny island. 12 million people trying to function.
Yeah, I hear you. People are just stacked on each other.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Well, hey, guys, we're going to take another break before we go into our last segment. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray on the Edge Radio Network. Download it, stream it. You want to be a part of these conversations, you want to holler at your boy. Be back in a couple.
From the start. Hey, I'm glad you're back with your bitch. I mean, who would wanna hide this? I will never, ever, 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 ever be your side chick. I put the singing single. Ain't worried about a ring on my finger. So you can tell your friend, shoot your shot when you see him. It's okay, he already in my DM. Why men great till they gotta be great? Don't text me, tell it straight to my face. Best friend set me down in the salon chair. You out of my hair. Fresh photos with the bomb lighting. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. True first needed something more exciting. I'ma hit you back in a minute. I don't play tag, bitch, I've been it. We don't fuck with lies. We don't do goodbyes. We just keep it pushing like aye. I'ma hit you back in a minute. We don't fuck with lies. We don't do goodbyes. We just keep it pushing like aye. Why men great till they gotta be great? Don't text me, tell it straight to my face. Best friend set me down in the salon chair. Shampoo press, get you out of my hair. Fresh photos with the bomb lighting. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. True first needed something more exciting.
1540 AM and 101.7 FM. Edge Radio.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is Edge Radio. My name is Stevie Ray, and you are listening to Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, the radio version, right here on the Edge Network. Angel, I think we covered a lot of ground today, man. What do you think?
We definitely touched a lot of subjects, and I think we lost Robert Reed along the way.
Yeah, I kicked him out. You know why?
So.
You know why?
Why is that?
He wants to go against the grain. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the Rockets, bro. This ain't the Houston Rockets where you can just get on the court and do what you want, right, and just look at Bill Fitch like I'm no Bill Fitch. He's not going to treat me as such.
That's right.
I'm no Bill Fitch.
And he was trying to throw those elbows at you, Steve.
Yeah. You saw him?
You power slammed him out of the window.
Yes. Robert Reed, you know what? He's going to have to get an appointment to come back on this show.
That's right.
I want him to call me 2 weeks ahead of time.
There you go.
2 weeks.
Have the EMTs on site as well.
Yes. Driving his big Hummer. Who does he think he is, man? You don't bum rush my show like that. I hope he's listening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I hope he's listening. Mel, what do you think about the show, man? What do you think?
It has good upside. I like the platform. I like how you come at it.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Just straight up.
See, why can't Robert Reed be like?
Why can't Robert Reed
be like the great Mel Hewlett? Why can't he be that? He got to walk against the grain and all this stuff, and I talked about his hard fouls. He didn't want to hear it. I talked about him. I used his hard fouls as an analogy. Yes, I did. I watched Robert Reed for years. You know how much money I paid to go see Robert Reed play? Yeah, I paid a lot of money to go see him play. I never told him that. He ever pay a dime to come see me?
Or give you any refunds of any kind?
No. You know what? I seen him in the back of a building one day. He done came through the back like a celebrity.
Is that right?
Yeah. He don't want to pay.
Come through the front.
Yeah, he go through the back. He knows somebody. Yeah, I'm Robert Reed. Yeah. That's what he did, man. Yeah, I see him and his wife in the back. I'm cordial to him.
Perform and
Yeah.
All right. That's it.
Yeah, the great Robert Reed. That I've saved up many of
dimes and pennies.
Yeah. Go see the Rockets. My team, man. Him and Calvin Murphy, Rudy T. I grew up on them guys, man. By the time Robert got there, it was a little different time because it was the 80s then, so I'm a working man. I'm out doing my thing. But, I still had to pay to go see him play, man. But the tickets wasn't very, they played in the Summit back in those days. And, the tickets wasn't very expensive. You could go. That's the thing about sports, man. If you were just a common guy, you could go see sports.
And hardly a bad seat at the Summit.
And
now if you don't put down at least a car payment, you're going to be sitting in the Raptors, with the birds and all the leaky roofs and whatnot. I mean, it's the prices have just gone skyrocketing.
Oh my God, man! I'm like, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I can't remember what year it was. It was late 90s, maybe 2000, something like that. And we're doing a pay-per-view. Don't ask me when, don't ask me where. I'm not like Ravishing Rick Rude, man. That was my boy, God rest his soul now. But that guy could remember everything, every date, every town. And I was like, golly, man, I do 20 towns in a row. I can remember one. Because like I said, when it was over, it was over.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're doing a pay-per-view. And after the pay-per-view, I can't remember, I was standing in the parking lot or something. And kid comes up to me and said, hey, Stevie Ray, can you sign my ticket? Yeah, man, I'll sign your ticket. I picked the ticket up, signed the back, and then I turned it over. And I looked at the price. It was like $120. Ooh. And I'm like, I ain't bought a ticket in so long. I ain't bought a ticket since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the game, so I don't know about what a ticket costs. And I said, I said, this true? You paid $120 for this ticket? He goes, yeah. Like it was
nothing. Yeah.
Sure.
I'm like, so then I start paying attention to professional sports tickets. Mel, do you know I did not know tickets from the 80s, from the last time I bought a ticket to go anywhere to, like I said, 99, 2000. I did not know how the price had went through the roof like that. I didn't know.
They're exorbitant, accelerated.
I didn't
know that.
And also, if it's a primetime game, like if it's like let's say football, like Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, they're gonna skyrocket those prices as well because it's considered prime time.
Right. And I'm like I said, when I was a kid, we used to. I'm talking about elementary school. Me and my friends, well, we would always have like an older kid to look over us.
Right.
I lived in Southeast Houston then, and we could catch the bus from where we lived over by Reed Road and catch the bus all the way downtown to the Coliseum, get a general admission ticket that was like $4 or $5.
Oh my God.
Something like that, and we could just get one of the upper seats and watch the show. Okay? Then we knew how to catch the bus back home. And nowadays, and we did the same thing with going to the Astrodome. We did the same thing going to Astro World. We did the same thing going to concerts. You know what I'm saying? And it was like second nature for kids to do that.
Listen, imagine the Astros, 81 home games scheduled.
Right.
Typically in the season. Family of 4, if they're just going to see a quarter of those games.
Right.
Try to imagine that call.
Oh my God. I didn't think about
if
that.
You want to drink a little bit of bubbly at these sports games, it's worse.
So in essence, right, professional sports, when you think about it, like you said, because guys used to take their kids to different things. You go see the baseball game or to the basketball game or the football. Even the Houston Oilers, I got to see live. You know, most kids don't these days, but I went to see the Astros, the Rockets, and the Oilers in junior high. Not even high school, junior high.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing to go see a professional. Nowadays, if you're not upper middle class or affluent, you ain't going to see this, bro.
You just can't.
Is that crazy?
It is crazy. But it's become part of our GDP.
Yeah.
Professional sports.
Yeah, I guess you're right, man.
How do we make money in this country?
I mean, I seen the greatest bands in the world. Then, you know, I got into the security business while I'm securing the different bands at the summit back in the day. And some of the bands that came through there. And I'm looking at those tickets and I'm like, goodness, Jesus Christ.
People will pay them. I think that's
like it's nothing.
Yeah. That's like, it's all about your priorities. Some people will put that on top of their priority list. Say, go see Stevie Ray and, you know, your brother Booker T, or go see the Rockets and sit courtside or this and that. It's just,
like I said, I was totally oblivious to it. And I'm like, when it comes to professional sports, and the way it is now, it's not for the weak at heart. It's like everything is phasing out. And the reason I'm bringing this up is like everything is phasing out the common man. The common man can't really go to do anything anymore.
Can barely go to his 50-year-old daughter's piano lessons.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Pretty much that.
The world is changing, bro.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you have a family. I mean,
that's my point.
If you have just yourself, yeah, you can afford it a little bit, but everybody else, you know, kids are hungry. Your wife wants this, you want this. You know, merchandise is huge.
Oh my God!
I mean, even in the concerts, wrestling, shirts will go for $45-$50.
Yeah,
and people buy them. There's long lines.
I've seen it. You know, I've seen it, and I'm like, "Ooh, brother!"
It's but emotional,
emotional attachment. Yeah,
but that's how they drive you.
Right.
I remember. I think this was 2010, 2011, 2010, somewhere in there. Me and some of my buddies went to the new Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah.
To see Manny Pacquiao fight. Who was it?
Was it Marquez?
Margarito. And my daughter wanted to go because one of my buddies' son, he got to go with us. And he goes to school with my daughter, but my daughter was doing something that she couldn't go. She said, "Daddy, can you make sure you get me a Manny Pacquiao T-shirt because I want to go to school and show everybody, you know, that you know, she loved Manny Pacquiao because most people in her school love Floyd Mayweather. So she was always arguing with people about how much better Manny Pacquiao was than Floyd Mayweather. So she wanted to wear a shirt, you know, just to tick people off that, you know, I got a real Manny Pacquiao shirt. So I went over there, going back to what you were saying, to buy this shirt. Now, it ain't like I ain't got the money to buy it. But
you don't want to.
No. Hell no, I don't. I'm like, dog, I seen the price on that shirt and I was like, I ain't never bought a I can get 100 T-shirts for what this T-shirt costs, man. We all know where they're made, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh man, I gotta break down and get this shirt right. I didn't want to, but I went ahead and got it, man. Do you know she still got that T-shirt to this day? Yeah, I wore it all through college. Yeah, wore it all through college. Oh, she big. Well, you know, like we got a son or a daughter. I don't know about most daughters, but my daughter came up around physicality because she came up around the pro wrestling business. So when me and my buddies would be at my house, I'd have people over for fights and stuff like that. Well, you know, she's listening. So,
you know, kind of emotive.
You know what I'm saying?
It gets intense.
You know what I'm saying? So she's used to all of that. So she would love to go to school and debate guys about boxing. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And man, no lie. And I'm like, okay, she's been hanging around an old man too long. You know what I'm saying? But she's a staunch. I'm like, you know, the man can't even make. Y'all talking about, you know, Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao can't even make weight. You know what I'm saying? He's still fighting people bigger than him. You know, and I'm like, wow, how do you know that? Because yeah, you know what I'm saying? She, oh yeah, to this day, two things she got. Remember the NWO shirts and the Manny Pacquiao shirt. Yeah, this was another story she was telling me. She was wearing the NWO shirt into the mall or something like that, and a guy comes up to her and say, "Hey, I love that shirt you got. Where'd you get it?" And she say, "My dad gave it to me. He's used to work for WCW." And she said this happened several times. And the first thing the guy would say is, "Who is it, Stevie or Booker?" And her thing, I said, "Well, what's wrong with that?" And she was like, you and my uncle were not the only two African Americans that worked out. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not Dennis Rodman. Had a small, brief existence in NWO. So.
She said, "What about all the other black guys that worked with WCW? You know, they never say them; they just say y'all too." I just thought that was so funny. That's really funny, man. Is that crazy?
I'll give you an odd story, man. A couple of years ago, and Robert can relate to this, I'm sure. We're at the for lack of a better term, Black History Museum, African American Historical Museum.
Right.
In Washington, D.C.
Yeah. The one they opened a few years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've wandered up in the sports pod area. And there's one dedicated exclusively to basketball.
Right.
I'm standing around in there and I'm telling the young man that I know something. I know nobody's supposed to know.
Right.
Right, yeah.
For example, right there, there's Walt Frazier and Clyde Drexler, you know, right next to each other. And there's Big Daddy Glanton, you know, Big Daddy's gonna be at my house, you know, following me. and I'm telling you, I know some of these guys, you know. Somehow word gets around in there that perhaps he's somebody. And suddenly people are in front of me with their kids with pen and paper. And I'm just signing on.
Right.
I'll tell you who's in there with us. The oldest Winans guy.
Oh, okay.
The preacher from Detroit.
I know you're talking about.
Nobody's paying any attention.
Right.
Everybody's flocking to me, and they want some autographs. And my wife had been downstairs, and she comes in there and like grabs me by the shoulder and gets behind me and goes, "No, get the hell out of here! What are you doing?" Excuse me, I'm having an autograph session. This is great, man. As we got downstairs by the front door, waiting for everybody, got some other friends. This couple that had been in there,
right,
with their 12-year-old son, walk up to me at the door. So he like to have an autograph as well. Okay, very good. And the team I'm with are going, wow.
Right.
But this is the kind of stuff I've dealt with since I was a youngster, you know, coming to college and, you know, trying to play overseas and in Seattle. And it started with the primary generator, just that whole idea of athletes united. Because athletes can bring presence, you know that.
Right.
And they can bring some value to a discussion.
Right.
So I want to build a platform where we can have that kind of presence all over the country for any reason, any social reason. Create a social justice presence. I can pick up the phone and call somebody. I can get online and call somebody or hit somebody from the platform. Please go and talk with Mayor so-and-so or teacher so-and-so, social activist so-and-so. Give them some presence in this one particular issue. That's what athletes united. So, yes.
Hey, brother, I like that. I really do. I really do. You can count me in.
All right.
You can count Angela in, too.
Yeah, I like that. You said athletes have a voice, you know, like for the longest time, athletes are just, you know, just in quotes, shut up and dribble, shut up and shoot.
Right.
But I think today, through the past times, through, you know, in the 80s, 90s, athletes today are realizing, hey, let me use my voice. Let me be a change, because I have a huge following, because now there's social media, you know, with Twitter and, you know, Instagram and whatnot. So I definitely think that Athletes United would be a great move.
But today, so many people were, when Robert Reed brought up the situation with Muhammad Ali, when he refused to go to be drafted.
Right.
And so many athletes rallied around him. So many athletes rallied around him. Because the way they looked at things back then, that if you can do it to him, you can do it to me. And if we're not together, we don't have any power. And I think today's athlete, with the mere fact that they're trying to build a brand from the age of 15, 16, 17 years old, what I'm trained to do nowadays
is to look good
and shut up, because I don't want to lose what I got.
Yeah.
So once you start to, you know, disinvolve yourself with a social presence, because it's all about fame and money, not the betterment of your people, but just the betterment of yourself. Yeah. They got us. Once you take that mindset, that is why I will always say, if Colin Kaepernick played in a different age, that would have never happened to him.
Never.
Wouldn't have never happened to him, bro. You would have never been able to let the media change a narrative on the focus that I'm trying to bring to the forefront. They would never have been able to do that. His narrative never got promoted. Only the narrative that they created got promoted, which was the national anthem and the flag.
Come on. Come on. And they should never have been conflated with what
Come
they
on.
put across. And where was the silence of some of his fights?
Come on, brother.
Definitely.
Come on.
Tom Brady, Big
Yeah.
Ben, where were you?
Yeah.
Hey, they're in the same boat.
Yes.
You see that Adidas hat you got on?
Yeah.
You want to wear another one?
There you go.
That's your last one I'm sending to you.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Can you afford that?
Think about that.
You dig what I'm saying? I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I'm just saying.
They will leverage you, ain't no doubt about it. They will.
But you notice when a LeBron James, because first of all, you need me.
Right, yeah.
I know you need me. This league, you need me. All you sponsors out here, you need me. So when I say something, don't say nothing.
Right.
You know why? Because I know you need me. That's the difference. When you brought up LeBron James earlier, something we didn't expound on, he knows his power.
Right.
Absolutely.
And he can always replace any of those sponsors.
Exactly.
Seeing the history reaches out and gives us one.
Yes.
Yes. Michael wasn't there. He wasn't built for that, as you said.
Like I said, I don't think he was built for it.
History didn't select
Yeah, I don't think it was built for it. Plus, back then, you're getting advice from people that's just trying to get rich. And what's the first thing gonna tell you? You ain't one of them anymore. You ain't one of them, Mel. You got to think about yourself. And being a young guy, people don't realize these guys are young guys at the time. He don't know nothing about, the guy 20-something years old. He don't really have the mental capacity to, like, you know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali was an anomaly. If you really think about it. Kurt Flood was an anomaly.
Yes. Yes.
Bill Russell was an anomaly.
Oscar Robertson.
People don't understand that, Mel. These ain't your everyday brothers, bro.
I read an article, a news article, interview with Oscar Robertson not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about the disconnect between the eras and ages. And he said he attended Kurt Flood's funeral. And he said not a single young, high-paid baseball player was there. And one of the reasons why they were such young, high-paid players is because of the Kurt Flood group. That Flood put his behind on the line.
But you ever notice?
And while Oscar's talking that, I know he's thinking of himself.
Right.
Because the Oscar Robertson role in basketball was similar.
Right.
And he's thinking one of these days when I'm lying there, probably ain't going to be nothing high-paid.
Right. But think about it. You notice how they buried, even though everybody profited from it, they buried his name.
Sure.
If you ask the average person in baseball who was Kurt Flood and what he did, I promise you, they wouldn't be able to tell you.
No idea.
Yeah, I haven't.
Because the narrative was taken and buried. And it should be celebrated in history.
Better shit. Better shit. That's for us. If we have some more voices, if we have some platforms, we're going to talk.
So that's what we're talking about right here on Edge Radio. And that's why we do Edge Radio. You know why? Because they come and they employ the people with the edge, like myself, like Angel Corona, like Mel Hewlett. I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
Because we're not afraid to take on the tough questions. We're not afraid. The narratives that people create, we will uncreate them. That's what we do. This is Edge Radio. This is the world's most dangerous radio show. Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, the radio version. You know why it's the world's most dangerous radio show? I give you one hint. Because I'm dangerous. And I don't care. Because I don't slide so easy. You ever heard that one before? I'm one of them brothers that don't slide so easy. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. We sit on the edge. That's what we do. Angel, give me some parting shots.
You know what? I got a parting shot for Mr. Ronnie Shields. We saw
he was on the show the other night.
Yeah, I got something for him to listen to. I need him to make Mike Tyson and Stevie Ray